Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new edition of the Nonsense and Stuff show
Wait, did
here.
we start the intro?
Yeah! Guys,
Hey,
listen, we've been trying this for 1 hour already. We've been trying new ways to bring you this show now. Joining me, of course, is John Chevalier. Johnny, how you doing?
I'm doing dandy.
Then joining us as well is Eduardo. How you doing, Eduardo?
I'm doing great.
And
You wanna
of
play
course,
Fortnite, Pinya?
I wanna play
You sound
Fortnite.
tired.
and joining us once again, of
Yeah,
course,
I wanna play Fortnite.
is Jan Martinez. How you doing, Jan?
I'm doing good. Just sitting here.
I don't know, but why are you guys
I wanna be
wasting
a
your
pro
time
player.
with Fortnite? Why? That's
Because
a,
Fortnite is free of Corona Jingus.
Yeah, it's free of Corona.
so talking about Corona Jenkins, John. John, Johnny boy? How are you dealing with this quarantine so far?
Well, I haven't been Jinguside, so that's good.
How about you?
That
How about you, Eduardo?
Uh,
he almost got Jinguside.
if you could say that my lifestyle is basically like a quarantine, then oh boy. I mean, at the moment I'm doing great with this thing. Just I recently named my walls. One of the wall is named Robert. The other is William, and the other is Bobby, I guess.
You name your wall?
Yeah, I
Damn.
named my walls because why not?
Ha-
Isn't that weirder? Okay, hear me out.
We are
Isn't
in
naming
a
your
fucking
walls weirder?
quarantine,
Because
man.
hear me out. Hear me out. The thing is that if you personalize your walls, doesn't that mean you're constantly being washed, even if you're like
Hey,
walking naked,
you know how the
jerking
say,
off?
you know how the saying
Well, not
goes. You know the walls have ears.
yeah,
But
True
they don't
that.
have eyes.
but they don't have eyes, neither boys. So
So how about you?
They're slowly suffering.
How about you, Jan? How have you been dealing with the quarantine?
he's great.
Honestly, I've been good. I know my family's suffering around me, but since like all of you say, I know you guys live in quarantine todo el tiempo,
Yeah.
all the time. I mean,
Okay.
but
Well, thank you for throwing me out there. Thank you for
Thank
throwing me
you.
out there. Thank you for telling the
Oh,
whole
but-
world I was shutting.
you gotta
Boy.
tell the truth, man. I'm so sorry. But I've been okay. I've just been playing.
I've been playing as well, you guys. You know, I'm trying to cope with my new reality. I mean, I'm also a guy that stays at home most of the time, but I miss going to the movie theater. I miss going out. I miss working, and it's taking a toll on me. I don't even talk with my family. I spend most of my time talking with fucking animals on Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I feel you, man. That's the only thing I've been doing.
Funny how people actually miss working, and before the quarantine start, they were hating their jobs and stuff.
You know why do
And
we? You know why do we
now
miss?
they're like, oh man, I miss my job.
You know why do
Oh,
we
I
miss working, Eduardo? You know why do we miss working? We miss making money, and right now that is
I mean,
all
but
we need.
there's an option right now. There's an option that
Oh my God.
you could be at home and you can be paid anyways.
Oh my God! I just thought of something.
What?
What if people are on purposely going to jail because it's the safest area now?
Oh my.
It's not
You
the.
think people are just going out?
It's most
People are just going out.
Most definitely not. It is because I one of the most notorious people that went to prison lately because of the whole sexual assault
Corona
situation.
Jingus.
Harvey Weinstein, which is a very famous because of his sexual assault issues. He had coronavirus in prison.
Oh my god.
I wonder how they're
Hey,
dealing with coronavirus in person, honestly, because
I know, right?
everybody's just
Everyone is scared, but as long as we all take our precautions, don't go out, stay at home, and only go out if you need to make get your food and everything. But if you don't have to go out, don't go out. Stay at home. Watch some movies. Watch
Yeah,
some
man.
TV. You
Please
know,
stay at
you
home.
know, you know
Stay,
what I,
stay in yourself. Stay
you,
in yourself.
you know what I've been watching
Man, we
recently, guys.
what?
I've been watching the Golden Wind season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure,
Yes.
and I'm gonna say it's fine.
Is that which one is that? Part four?
Uh,
That's Yorno. That's Giovanna
your
Yorno.
yeah,
That's five.
Okay, because I
because
just finished like part three, and I was gonna start part four, but I stopped.
I was
Because stop playing with animals. Come on, man.
Shut up, man. Like I my birthday was in March 28th, and I was in quarantine and on my birthday, and my mom made me the coronavirus cake because I thought it would be hilarious. It was delicious. Yes.
The
So
genius cake.
I'm so glad the Animal Crossing came out. I never played Animal Crossing before, but I started playing it, and holy shit, it's an addicting. I haven't stopped playing it. I wake up, I play Animal
I
Crossing
get
all
it
day
now.
until
Since
I
we
sleep.
cannot act on human regular acts now because we are being quarantined because of the corona jingus. Nintendo thought give the people Animal Crossing that way they can do regular human deeds
Do you imagine
without
that
feeling
Nintendo? Do you imagine that Nintendo planned all of this all along, and for the release for Animal Crossing, so everybody had enough time to play the fucking
that
game.
would be evil. That would be
It
straight
was
evil.
all plotted by Nintendo.
You
But
know
wait,
what also felt plotted? You know what I feel it felt plotted? The very random Nintendo Direct. Am I right?
Oh, the
oh
rain.
my God! Of course,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty random.
that is
You
out.
guys watched it, right?
I what I did what I thought about when the Nintendo Mini Direct was out. I only thought like oh my God, they just pulled a Randy Orton and RKO out of nowhere, and and everyone was expecting like brand new information about games that they talked about in the last Direct that was like a year ago or so, and it's honestly what I expected from a direct meeting. They just gave us information about some of the games that were coming this year, not in the upcoming years. They gave us more details in Xenoblade Chronicles. Um, they talk about the next Smash character, which is going to be an Arms
Dude,
character.
I was so excited. Like, besides that, the Nintendo Direct was out of nowhere because I looked at my phone, the notifications, and I was like, wait a minute, there's a fucking Direct. When I was watching it, I'm not gonna mention the other things yet, but when the Smash thing came up, it was expected. That the next Direct that was coming, they should have announced a new Smash character. But I am so excited that there's an ARM character, and we
I mean,
don't know which character it is yet.
that's the
But
thing. It nails down to the roster of the first Arms game, and I had it for a time before I sold my first Nintendo Switch. I had Arms, and I had a lot of fun with that game. So we already have Springman as an assist trophy, so he's out of the question. So I
Was
think
there?
yeah, I
I
don't think
heard
it's gonna
debate
be. I
recently.
honestly think it's gonna be. Yeah.
I think
I
it's
heard
gonna
a
be.
debate recently that it hasn't been the first time where we've seen an assist trophy turning into an actual character.
But
So
I th-
isn't it debatable?
I
Well,
think
yeah, it could be him. It could be him. Honestly, I think if it's not Springman, it's gonna be Ribbon Girl or Almighty Dude. I forgot his name.
No,
Mac
I
Crab.
don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be him.
no,
I
I
feel
don't
it's gonna
think so
be.
either.
I feel three candidates: uh, Ribbon Girl, Spring Boy, or the Ramen Girl, because she's very
Maybe.
popular. Yeah, maybe
Yes,
there we
but
go.
in the game, she was the main characters. They were Springman, Ribbon Girl, and Max Brass. And if you count the villain, pues sería Dr. Coyle, which
Yeah,
was
but Max Brass
DLC.
is not really like. Sure, you could say he's almost antagonistic when you look at it in an arcade style, because he's always the final one you fight in the game, taking away Coil before she came around.
The thing is that I also think it could be Raven Girl because there is one thing that we can notice about most of the last package of fighters, and it's the fact that most of them are male characters. I mean, for the exception of Violet, whatever his name is from the Fire Emblem franchise, who had who had a who had a female counterpart. I think it's time to bring in a completely female character kicking off this Fighters Pass. So for me, it will be either Raven Girl or Twintel.
Nah,
Twintel?
I
Wait,
think
it's Twintel?
Twintel is the one with the hair,
Yeah, with the
the big
hair.
thighs. You know. Honestly, if they bring Lola Pop, which is the clown one,
Yeah,
ooh, I love that one.
I'd be I'd be fine with either Raven Girl or Twintel because those are two of the characters that I use the most in the game, as well as Springman. But the one thing that I'm excited about the most because of this ARMS addition to the Smash universe is the fact that we are going to get to have this ARMS soundtrack included in the Smash game because I always felt like the music from ARMS fits so much to the Smash Brothers plethora of music. So I'm excited for that. Also, I've never played Xenoblade Chronicles, so seeing that Xenoblade Chronicles is coming to the Switch in a complete
Yeah.
edition, I'm hyped for that.
Mhm.
I
I never played
think I
Xenoblade.
might.
Yeah.
I think I might give it a try this time.
Me too.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You still haven't bought Monster Hunter. You're gonna go with Xenoblade.
I mean, I'm still thinking about at my mind uh, buying Monster Hunter, but you know, I think I'm going to put on my list buying Xenoblade Chronicles. So, but I'm
I
gonna
think
buy
Leanne
Monster Hunter
wanted it.
first. What?
I think Leanne also wanted to try Xenoblade. I remember her talking
Yeah,
about
because
it
I
recently.
remember
I
I
always
believe
wanted
that
to play it.
that Xenoblade was in the Wii. I think
Wii U,
it was
Wii
in the
U.
Wii.
Yes.
Yeah, and I couldn't play it, so I was waiting maybe for a remake or something like that. But hey, we are going to have it for the Switch, so
I
that's
was
pretty
getting
good.
bummed because they released the Nintendo Switch with the sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles a little bit later after the Switch launched. So I thought they were gonna make Xenoblade Chronicles the first game available right after the Switch launch, which to me was weird that they just released the second one and then they decided to bring in the first one to the Switch. I still think it is a smart choice because of people like me who hasn't tried these new worlds gets the chance to revisit what others have visited already in the Nintendo Wii U, and it looks gorgeous as well.
It does look
It looks
very
pretty.
pretty. I always wanted to play the second one. I always wanted to get into Xenoblade games. I don't know if I know the community that and they say that the second one is like the lesser, I believe. I'm not sure. And there's a big division in between the Xenoblade games because it's not normal. It's not a typical RPG because the combat is people sometimes como que they don't like how slow it is sometimes because you have to like put some commands or something like that.
Hmm.
I never played
And
it before.
the problem with the second one is that it was so confusing. You know,
Okay.
there were so how did I put it? A lot of messages popping every time, and it was tedious. It was super tedious.
I don't.
Oh, I remember now why Leon was interested in Xenoblade. It's because it's not exactly connected story-wise, but it is
Yeah, they're
connected
not.
in world with Xenosaga.
I mean, I don't. I honestly don't mind how difficult it is as long as they explain it well to me. But I'm still. I see the world. I see the characters of the Xenoblade franchise, and honestly, the first introduction to the Xenoblade to me was the Smash Brothers for Wii U, which was of course Shulk being added. So I always thought the character itself was you know interesting enough for me to revisit that game. I didn't get the chance to,
Mhm.
but thankfully we're gonna get the chance in the Nintendo Switch. They also talk about some older games coming to the Nintendo Switch. They talk about the Star Wars racers from Episode One coming, but that's just that's irrelevant. They explain a little
Yeah.
bit more about the expansion pass for Pokemon. And
Oh
it's
yes.
interesting. I didn't need more information about it. I'm fine with it. And and they already announced that it's gonna come in
I
around
mean,
June.
the good thing that we know now is that with the expansion pass of Pokemon, it's the update was more of the Pokemon itself, like evolving it between these two towers. So, to pick a style.
Yeah.
But I agree. We 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 didn't need an update because we were okay for what they give to us in the previous showing. But that we know about how the Pokemon
Mhm.
evolves and stuff are in the world is
We have to agree that the next Nintendo Direct is gonna happen on June, right? Because they say they're gonna announce the who the Arms character is on June.
yeah
True, and
What about
we have a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot of games
yeah
that have
from
been in waiting,
the,
especially big
the
games.
game that the game that I've been waiting for now that's really calling my I mean it's always caught my attention. I forgot when it was first mentioned, but Ninjala. Hell
Oh,
yes.
yeah,
hello
I
um
completely agree with you. Like, I remember the first time it was introduced. Uh, at first, como que first impression was like, oh, this seems like a cool, fun
Hmm.
game, right? And they always reminded me kind of like this vibe, Splatoon vibe. Uh, with the game that they're
The
playing, kind of. It's kind of like a
urban
turf war
style.
thing. Yeah, it's very urban, and but when I thought that it was gonna be like free to play, I got super excited because I didn't have to pay shit.
That's the one
Yeah,
thing
the
I'm
So
only
excited.
I
free
think it's gonna
So
be
that's
a very
one thing
fun
that I
game.
got excited about that game. That it's gonna be free to play. So I cannot wait to smash you guys
yeah
on that game.
yeah.
Yeah,
The moment
right.
they say free to play, it's like free to play.
to be honest,
Yeah.
when they introduced
Oh yeah.
Ninjala, I'm not into team-based kind of games. I don't, I don't
Because
stick with
you're
it.
not a team player.
But
Screw
But,
you
you.
should
What?
you should see him in Fortnite. You
but,
should see him in Fortnite.
uh, it's free. It's cool. But the problem is obviously they're going to be microtransactions. Now this is my problem personally
Well,
because
Welcome to the
again,
new.
as you state, yes, I play Fortnite. I put some money, and
But
I'm
then
a
once you
guy
put
that if I play a free to play and I see microtransactions,
you get tempted.
that is going to put money.
but that's the thing. Okay, so
That's the future
I
of gaming
I
now.
wouldn't say I wouldn't say I trust Nintendo. I wouldn't say I trust Nintendo because Nintendo sometimes are, they like the money, they like the cash. So they could do
Hmm.
like, oh, money transaction, and uh you could. I want that if they're gonna be money transaction, I can play the game without paying anything and still get things. You
I
know,
really hope, to be honest,
But
even if there's
I really
exclusive things.
hope that Nintendo, sorry, I really hope that if they're going to put microtransactions into that game, obviously, uh, I don't want them to make it as a pay to win.
Pay to win.
I don't want
Yeah,
that. I don't want that
so
because
Like they did with
that will
Star Wars.
destroy the game
definitely what I'm talking
immediately.
about.
One of the things that I'm a little bit mad about this Nintendo Direct Mini, one of the things that I'm a little bit mad is the fact that they didn't include brand new games for the Super Nintendo online servers or anything. I was waiting for them to at least announce Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo online service, because I like the catalog that we have already, but I really want my Donkey Kong fix.
My theory about that is I'm not really into the games anymore. I kind of like already pass it. Like, how do you say that? The fever of it already left.
No,
Uh,
no,
but
no, 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 no,
but
no.
at least for me. But my theory is that the next anniversary for the Nintendo Online system, uh, and they're gonna release or big games for the consoles that they already have, or they're gonna add a new console version of it.
Now, what I was going to say before we pass on the topic, you guys wanted to add something up?
I wanted, yes, I wanted to add something before we leave the Nintendo Direct topic. There's this indie game, uh, Shinsekai Into the Depths,
Mm-hmm.
that really caught my eye. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but
Yeah,
I
I
want to
just
buy it.
thought it was something super unique in the genre, and it looks fucking beautiful. Honestly, it looks very fun to play.
so how about
I
you?
mean,
How about you, Eduardo? You wanted to add something?
For me, the Nintendo Direct, it was kind of disappointing to me.
Really? Okay.
Just
oh,
yeah, just because of the fact that where is my Breath of the Wild 2 Trilogy? Where is
There's
it?
no patience though. Like when they announced
No, no, no,
it,
no. I need
I'm
it.
pretty sure there was.
When they show us the
That's the.
teaser,
This is.
I was out. I was literally screaming, dude. I was screaming.
This is
I
a.
honestly
Anyways,
think the game is gonna come out if it comes out soon. It's gonna come out by 2021,
I call it
maybe,
either
Um,
or
uh,
2022.
I'm gonna break your heart.
2022
2022. Yeah,
or 2021.
it's gonna go
Yeah,
2022.
those two numbers. But anyways,
2022.
the only thing that actually I liked is that they're going to bring Catherine full body to the Switch.
Oh yes.
I really like
That
that.
looks like a fun
And
game.
they're going to put Bioshock, the collection, into the game, into the Switch.
And Borderlands.
wait.
Uh, yeah, Borderlands and all those stuff. And I really like the trailer they gave us about Bravely Default 2, and
Oh
also
my
they gave
god,
us
yes.
yeah, it looks
I
so
forgot
beautiful.
about that. I honestly, I never played Bravely Default the first one, and I
Oh
always
my god.
wanted to. I know you did. I know you did. I always wanted to play it, but I never did
I
it.
wanted.
And then
I,
sacaron the Octopath Traveler game, which was fucking amazing.
Pretty
And
good.
the new game, yeah, Bravely Default 2, when it came out, I know they announced it first in the Xbox presentation, no, in the video game awards, where it was super exciting.
To be honest, I
But
thought at first I thought it was something about
I thought it was
I
Octopath
guess a
Traveler.
Final. I thought it was Final Fantasy. I believe it was
Crystal
Crystals
Chronicles.
or something like that.
Crystal Chronicles.
Crystal
I'm waiting
Chronicles.
for
Yeah.
it, so
I
I
thought
wanted to see more of it.
To be honest, I thought it was going to be a Final Fantasy game. But as soon as I saw the art
But
style, I was just no. This is fucking
Yeah.
this fucking great.
before I wanted to bring something to the attention that came
They had the demo.
came like a couple of days
Yeah.
after the direct, and that's the fact that Nintendo is planning for Mario's 35th anniversary. They're planning to release old games, remastered. especially the conflict.
Oh yeah, I heard that rumor.
Yeah, they mentioned something like Mario Galaxy, Mario Sunshine, and Mario 64 as some of the candidates to
Yeah,
be remastered. What do you guys think about that rumor?
what I heard exactly what you said, that in the anniversary they're gonna bring the remaster from Mario Sunshine, Mario 64, and Mario Super at the
So
Mario
Mario
Galaxy.
Galaxy, yeah.
I think there was those three. Yeah, and it's I don't know if it's confirmed. I still think it's just a rumor, and I don't know if to believe it, but uh, if it's true, like that would be fucking amazing. Although
Mario
I
Sunshine.
hope it comes
Mario
in a
Sunshine all
bundle.
the way.
Yeah, obviously,
Yeah,
but I hope it comes in a bundle at least for because if buying them separately and knowing Nintendo probably giving them the benefit of the doubt, they could put it in a reasonable price, but they could also like be
they
charging us like a
the
lot for
th-
each.
the thing is they released Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze to full price, and that was a game that a straight port from the Wii U. The thing is, when I saw this rumor, Nintendo isn't the type of people that are going to go big celebrating something. And if they're gonna go big, they weren't going to release multiple games in the same year and as big as Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy, and Mario 64. Now they say remaster. How define remaster? Are they going to actually make these games in a brand new look, or are they gonna make it like a port of the games from the GameCube with a little bit of a
That's a
refined look?
that's a good question. I think.
I really
Uh,
think that they are
yeah,
going to obviously change some of the visuals, I guess. They're
Because I
gonna
yeah,
think Mario
optimize it.
64 needs it
Maybe
most.
maybe the meshes of Mario and stuff. Put them a little
yeah,
bit
like
more
Speaking of,
optimizing it. You know what I think?
optimized.
I
I think
remember something.
they might remake, maybe they might remaster the 64 Mario, and then they're gonna do a port with optimized visuals and mechanics for Super Mario Sunshine. I mean,
And Mario
Mario Galaxy.
Mario Galaxy doesn't need that much
I
work though.
really,
Yeah, por
I
eso,
really,
exactly.
I really hope if this happen, if this remake happen, I really hope that Nintendo goes, sure, you can copy paste the game, optimize the game, sure, why not? And please add more content. If you're doing a remake, but do more content. Like this is when I play the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. It was pretty amazing because at first, I was like, this art style looks pretty good. The gameplay looks, it feels so smooth. But when I finished the game, I was like, why they didn't add more content? I mean, like two dungeons or something.
Hmm.
It's just a copy
Hmm.
paste. Sure, I know that it's a game made from scratch because it's a 2D game. I understand that, and this is why the game costs $60.
But we
I
had the
totally
techno.
understand that.
Basically, I think I understand. We
But
basically we have deep technology to make a game way bigger and way better. The Switch is not a 3DS anymore. It's a real
exactly,
console. And there's so much shit you can do now with a real console game rather than
like
feeling like like they did with Ocarina of Time and Majora's
Yeah.
Mask for the 3DS.
because sure they gave us in Link's Awakening they gave us a hero mode that was not in the previous game, obviously, but add more content into the game. They just,
Aside,
when you play hero mode and you pass the game without dying, it plays the same ending as if you're playing the normal mode and you don't lose any life. It's the same ending. It doesn't change everything. It's like Why
Now,
am I playing the hero if they are not going to change something?
aside from the remakes and everything, they in the same report they also say, and this is something that I've been hearing for a while now, that they're gonna release a brand new Paper Mario game. Does that excite you guys?
Really, I really hope they do.
Depending.
I Paper Mario because the previous one, the platforming one, was not okay to me, to be honest.
I prefer the
I never
turn-based Paper
played a
Mario.
I never played a Paper Mario
I never
ever,
played it
so
either.
I can't say anything. Yeah,
I'm
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 so
just
sorry
I'm
for
just I'm just
anybody who's fans of it.
I'm just gonna stay
So
optimistic about this because it sounds too good to be true, and it's Nintendo. So I'm
Some
just gonna settle my expectations. I just hope that, as well as celebrating Mario this big, I really want to hear more details about the next Mario movie, which has been on the works forever, and it's gonna be animated by Illumination, the same people that brought in Despicable Me and everything. I want to hear more
if
about
you're
that.
talking about the present right now, we shouldn't be afraid of it. I guess I
Nah,
really
I'm confident that they're gonna do a good job. Now, wrapping up this whole
no.
Nintendo thing, I don't wanna end the show without discussing the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox
Oh,
oh
Series X thing.
yeah,
okay,
We
one.
seen in the last few weeks we seen more we seen details about the hardware of both things. We saw the Xbox Series X revealed in the Game Awards, so we already know how it
Yes.
looks. But how about the
And
PlayStation 5 that we do not know how it looks? We do not know exactly how complete the backwards
yeah,
compatibility is gonna be. What do you guys
but
expect about this brand new war between the PlayStation and the Xbox?
okay. To
yeah.
be
I
honest,
think that okay. Yeah,
okay,
talk me, talk.
go, jump. Okay, okay, sorry.
Okay, well, I love this.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, Pinya, you can talk first.
Okay, I was really impressed that Xbox, uh, start this first, being the first one to show. It was impressive to be honest. Even though if we're talking about looks, it looks outstanding. You can put this console, everywhere. Now, when we talk about specifications, this console is a fucking monster, dude. It's a fucking
Yes, it is.
monster.
It's full
Now,
power.
now, one of the things that I really hope that it happens that Xbox start having variety of games. Because if this happens, if Xbox start having variety of games, to win this one for
I
sure.
just I saw the
Now,
remember the
right now, right? Even though I'm sorry, Brian.
remember
Um,
guys, remember the
even
conference of
though
the PlayStation that they had like the day after Xbox announced their details of the Xbox Series X. I was expecting them to release the the full look to the PlayStation 5, and the technological thing about the PlayStation 5 and the
okay,
Xbox X,
Okay,
they all sound good, but I want to
no
see the damn
problem,
thing.
I,
no
I
problem.
want to add
Now,
something. I want to add something to this. Okay, hear me out. Okay, I understand the for the common viewer, which is me, obviously, and you, I believe, Brian.
Of course,
Uh, the conference, the PlayStation 5 was total like I super boring. Sure, I knew some
it
things
was
here and there, but I'm not a you know dude. I understand some things. But the thing is, the PlayStation 5, the audience for what that live stream was, it was for the game developers. And people, obviously, there's a lot of hype because by that time, Xbox already presented his. it did a great job. We know
They did
that
a
the
pretty
Xbox
great
is
job.
full power, and we know that the Xbox have a lot of features. Which, by the way, one of the features that I like is that they're bringing kind of like the memory cards back. But the memory
Yeah,
cards that the Xbox will bring are like 1 terabyte, at the 1 tera of memory, and they will perform as fast as the console itself, which is pretty neat. I don't know much
That's
about
pretty
tech,
neat.
so if I get something wrong, but I know that much. And it will have backward compatibility all the way down. The PlayStation 5, according to them, it only will have at the backwards compatibility up to PlayStation 4 games,
and they say
and
most of them. They didn't say all of them. They say most of them.
true.
Mm, oof.
And the PlayStation 5 has all. They're both powerful. They're both monsters.
Yeah,
But
they are
The PlayStation 5 focuses more on like, how do I say this? The way I understood it is that it divides its power into like being more economic. Nah, that's not the right word. It's like I can't say it honestly. I don't have the word. Even though the Xbox is more powerful, the PlayStation 5 has the same power, but it works kind of differently.
I don't
But
think
some
it doesn't have the same power, to be honest. Because
it has.
when these two, comparing these two, uh, I would say PS5, it's going to, let's say, kind of win because of the fact that it has a lot of games to put on
And
the
that's where I
table.
wanted. That's where I wanted to go. John
All right,
knows. John
all right,
knows, and all of
but
you guys, and all
all
of
right.
you guys know because you guys have played most of your time. Not just Nintendo. You have played PlayStation. I have played PlayStation and Xbox. I have the opportunity to play most of the new consoles. This is the thing that was the weakest thing about the Xbox with the Xbox One. They didn't have as much exclusives as
Hmm?
PlayStation had. That was the weakness. But
Yeah, that was the problem.
I think Xbox gonna learn their lesson with this one, and they're gonna bring in a catalog of brand new properties, brand new exclusive games to the Xbox
The
Series
thing is,
X.
if they learn their lesson, they're going to win. To be honest, because
That's the
I
thing.
mean,
And that's the thing. Everything sounded
they're going.
fine for me for the PlayStation 5. The thing is that when it comes to what I've seen so far, Sony is not ready to show the PlayStation 5 into its full potential because I haven't seen any complete gameplay running on an actual PS5
And that
live.
worries, that
What
worries
we've
a lot.
seen
That
enough
worries a
with the
lot.
Xbox
Yeah,
Series X.
That
they're
worries
keeping a
a
lot of
lot.
things secret, but
And that's
there
not going to
might be
help them.
that one chance. There might be that one chance. No, yes and no. It's a little bit of a risk because they could underplay it, but might be that chance that they could completely blow our minds off when they show everything and they show everything that the
Maybe,
PlayStation 5 can do,
but
and maybe it's more resilient or something. But I want to add something that they talked about at the end of the conversation, the live stream, is that they mentioned a feature of the PlayStation 5 about the audio, some new tech that they're working with the audio, and that actually in theory, it called me a lot. You know, it's very interesting how they say that this new tech with the audio uh, could actually fake it as if things were happening right there. I don't know if you saw that part or
Yeah.
if you just yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what do you think
The
about
thing,
that?
the thing about Sony is that they're great doing audio things. You know, I,
they're really
I
good about
my
and
my go-to headphones when it
audio
comes to
stuff.
buying when it comes to brands is Sony. They are good with the audio. They are revolutionaries in the audio business. They're the people that brought in the Walkman. So of course, when it comes to audio, they're gonna kill it. But one of the things that helped the PlayStation 4 be the top current gen console is the fact that they had a great library of exclusives.
Yes, they do have a good library.
But
Can we
the
start
thing
the?
is that they started losing exclusives. They lost New Horizons. They are it's no longer a PlayStation exclusive. Death
New
Stranding is no
Horizons?
longer an
What do
exclusive.
you mean?
There's a
What do you mean
PC
New
now.
Horizons?
It's a PC game as well.
It's a PC now.
Yeah, it's no longer an
Oh,
exclusive. So now we see that people
oh
are
boy.
leaning more into the third party thing. They're not gonna be making more exclusives as much as they
They're not
used to.
making this the hard choice of deciding what console to go.
The thing that helps Sony is that they have enough IP to make great games without needing the third parties. They do need them though. They have God of War. They have franchises like Jak and Daxter and all that sort of things. So they can revive all those old
Yeah.
franchises. That's
If only.
that's something Xbox has but doesn't use. Xbox, you know how they could, right now Xbox has me curious to own, but you know how they could win me over 100% by releasing a new Banjo game because they own Banjo. So
I don't think
the
they
I
will.
don't. I don't think they will.
I don't think.
No.
Honestly, they should. I don't think they. I don't. I'm not a very faithful guy on reviving old franchises.
but that's what they
Unless
have to do.
they're gonna make it better. No, no, no. Hear me out. Because like the thing is that remaking games is fine, especially if you. The problem is you're gonna remake cult classics. Now that's the problem. Because you visualize this game as being, I wouldn't say perfect, but they're great games for its time and
Well,
nostalgia. So
And
this game was
I'm not
amazing, and then
saying
when they remake it, it doesn't work.
I'm
When they
not
remake
saying
it,
just
I
remake
mean,
them. I'm just saying bring them back. Make brand new games with these franchises. I say
all I want Xbox to do.
Xbox owns Banjo. Sony owns Sly Cooper. I want to see a brand new Sly Cooper game. That's the only way they'll have me buy a PS5 if they give me Sly Cooper 5.
To be honest,
Brian, they already did
for
it
now,
with the book, and it was a horror.
I think for now I'm going with the Xbox.
No, I'm so with the
Uh,
Xbox now.
for
For
the
the first
purpose
time.
for the purpose that one, it looks pretty cool. It fits everywhere. The specifications are pretty
It
amazing.
looks like a fridge.
All I want is more games. If they add more games,
Dude, but you have
it's
the Xbox have this
because
thing.
already the controllers of the Xbox are pretty great too. So,
Still need batteries
and that's
though.
one of the things.
Still needs
Huh?
batteries though.
Sure, but it's so comfortable to put your hands on an Xbox
It is the
at the
Xbox
moment
controller
on an
is
Xbox One
amazing.
controller. Because if you compare an Xbox One controller with a PS4 controller,
Xbox
you're gonna
controller is
feel
better.
much
I
better,
totally agree.
much better in a Xbox One controller
Yeah, I
because it
completely agree
fits
with your
really
opinion.
well.
How about you, John? Who are you pulling up for this war?
I was thinking about it right now seriously, but I haven't touched a Xbox controller in such a while. I don't really remember. Plus, the last Xbox controller experience I had was a busted one that Edward had.
The
That
360 one, the
I
360
had.
one.
So, yeah, this is it, right? When you hold the controllers firmly with your both hands, right? You any controller, right? The battery is right in the middle on the back of it, right? Rather than having a firm grip, right? I'm gonna tell you the exact display of my hands, each fingers, right, of my left
But you're
hand,
killing the
of
point. But
how I
you're killing the
like.
point on a 360 controller, right?
Yeah, I'm telling
Because
a story too. You
okay,
know,
sure,
my
sure.
experience was uh, the thumb joystick, the index finger. It was in the what's the name of them? Is it CL and
Trigger,
and how are they
trigger.
called? It's TL and CL, right?
Yeah,
I believe
T as
so.
in trigger.
Yeah,
TL as in trigger, left trigger, right trigger.
The index finger and those two buttons. The middle finger the middle finger, rather than having it like the other three fingers, like the ring finger and the pinky on the the entire grip. No, the middle finger I had to use strength, not just floating it. I needed to use strength and apply strength to the battery in the middle. So my middle finger was kind of like levitating, holding the battery down because the battery would fall
The
off.
controller was pretty busted.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So interesting experience. But if I
To
get
be
to
honest,
feel an Xbox controller again, then I could
I
give
mean,
a
But if you
proper.
I think actually now that I remember, I think you actually full Xbox One controller, because I remember when was that he was in your house. We were playing Dark Soul 3 on my computer, and I was
ew.
saying that playing Dark Soul 3 on a mouse and keyboard was pretty great. And then Greg told me, "Ah, but try these controls." And I was like, "Sure, I will try it." And I held it for the first time. I was like, "Dude, this is so comfortable." And actually, now that I remember, you actually hold the controller and you play just for a little bit. And I remember we were fighting midair, the dragon, the black dragon.
Oh wait, I remember that, but I don't remember the
And
feelings
you
in
were
my
holding the
hands.
controller. We were playing with the controller.
With
Maybe
it with the
you don't
as the
remember.
PlayStation, never really paid attention to that. By the way, can
The
I
thing,
say something random?
yeah,
Not like super random. It's
yeah.
still video game related. Earlier, you guys mentioned about HD and remakes and all that shit. Dude,
Okay.
they remade. They finally released the HD version of Titan Tasmanian Tiger, the first game on the Switch.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I am so
Wait,
fucking
what?
happy, dude.
Wait,
it's
what?
they did
that's a
release it.
peak.
The
Ooh.
it's a cult classic. I love that game. But before
Wait
we
a
before
minute,
we
guys.
wrap up this,
Stop what you're
John,
saying.
if you were to choose right now, knowing the things, the specs between the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, if you were to choose between one of these two consoles, which one would you choose, John?
Uh, I do like my exclusives. Honestly, I'm still biased on the PS, and considering that you're not showing everything, I can't really judge entirely. Well, I saw the specs, but I haven't seen them in displays compared to an Xbox. And in the end of the day, it all comes down to how the performance will perform in the first months. As far as I'm concerned, PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, regular Xbox, all of the first models, a lot of promises, but they always had a bust.
Yes, they always
We always had to rely on
have
the
a
second
problem.
model.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I
It's the
when
same with.
I was seeing the video on the Xbox Series X, the performance of the games, even though there were Xbox One games, the
oh boy, oh boy,
Oh
Is he
boy.
gone? Is he gone?
he's gone.
what's
Oh
going
well.
on.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
there he is.
PlayStation is trying to hack you. PlayStation wants to know your locations.
You mean me? You mean me?
Yeah. Well,
But anyway,
I was going to say that despite everything that the whole war between the Xbox and PlayStation and the war of the best exclusives, I think if I were to choose, the only way that I would buy a PS5 is, of course, if they release Sly Cooper 5. They will not do that, so I will not get it. I'm gonna stay with my Nintendo Switch and play my Mario games and Animal Crossing.
now that we're talking about Switch and stuff, now that PS5 is coming and Xbox Series X is coming, I really think that Nintendo it's going to put off something. Maybe it's not going to change the fact that it's going to be a Switch, but I think they're going to like make another model. I believe that is going to happen.
I feel that
I'm not sure about that. I don't know about that. The Switch is still pretty early in its life, and honestly, it sells pretty well as it is.
It's
It's
But
doing
sold
pretty
out.
well.
yeah,
As is,
but I do admit that they are probably gonna release some kind of game or something that's gonna boost the sales up or something, just like Animal
I
Crossing
think
or
they,
something stuff like that.
If they do
personally
another
that
model of the Switch, they should really emphasize on the hardware tech. Because
Hmm?
fuck the Joy cons, all right?
the Joy-Cons
Fuck them.
are
They're
broken.
not worth
No,
$80.
People,
They're not
people,
at
worth
all.
eighty
yeah.
dollars.
Hear me out. I'm
It's
so glad
stupid.
you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up because I bought. Hear me out. I bought two pairs of Joy-Cons and one Pro controller, and they all of them have the same fucking problem, only with a different direction. My joystick keeps getting the fucking drift, and I paid so much money for all the fucking controllers. Yes, John, even the yellow ones, which are the newer, have the same have the fucking drift. The way
The
they
moment, to be honest, I'm really glad
manufacture
that because I have a Pro controller, and I'm really glad that it's not meeting those type of problems. But I know that it's going to happen eventually. I
they're
know it's
weak.
going to happen.
Dude, they're weak. I'm a
They're
rough
weak.
player. I admit.
They're really
I
weak.
admit I'm a rough
The thing-
player with my controllers. But I play with the PS4 controllers
One of my
all the
problems.
time,
So before,
and that doesn't happen.
so
To
before
be
we,
honest, one of my problems.
yeah,
One of my problems that when they brought out the Nintendo Switch Lite, they even brought the same mistake with the Joy-Cons.
When they're attached
Integrated
And I
there.
was like, dude, what? You cannot actually repair the Joy-Cons because, again, it's a handheld console.
the,
You
And
can,
I was like,
but you
how
have
the
to
fuck
set
you're
the
going
whole
to
console.
repair or even replace this shit?
the thing is, despite these hardware malfunctions, which it happens. Do you do you guys think that Nintendo can hang around with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X? Because I believe they can, because they're unique in their own bubble.
Here's the problem, Brian. The thing is, here's the thing, Brian. The thing is that the Nintendo does not compete with
He doesn't
PlayStation
compete.
and X.
They don't-
He's
they
in
don't
another lane. What? Literalmente, the thing is that Xbox and Xbox have always been fighting with each other, but Nintendo has always been in its own stream. He has no other competition because he does things pretty uniquely.
Nintendo only watch PlayStation and Xbox fighting.
Yeah, pretty much. The thing is, Nintendo has another element, which is obviously most of the times like the gimmicks and the fun things, and especially with the Nintendo Switch, which is like a hybrid. And PlayStation and Xbox are not gonna do that because they're always fighting for the best graphics, the best
Performance
Be-
sound.
and that is
And
why and that is
performance.
why and that is why I admire Nintendo so much, because they're not all about the competition. They're all about making fun games, and that's what it's all about. Enough about the Call of Duty bullshit. Let's play some Mario. Let's play some Animal Crossing. Gaming should be fun.
One of the things that actually bothers me is that Nintendo doesn't want to put an achievement system because they want us to feel fun on a game. They don't want us
Yeah.
to feel the necessity or the
Fuck that
I
ideology.
completely.
fuck that ideology. Because now, hear me out. Breath of the Wild deserves fucking achievements. Breath of the Wild deserves fucking achievements.
Actually, that's the only reason why Leanne is reluctant on playing Breath of the Wild, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing things. What for?
I mean,
Clearly
I know
it's to
the
experience
point-
a
I know the-
story.
I know
I
the
know it's
point
to experience
of
a
this
story,
game.
but what's the point of making such a big world if
The story sucks.
If we
The story of Breath of
Okay.
the Wild, honestly, I don't.
the story
really-
it's pretty good. Now, the point of the game is more about the atmosphere, the feeling of exploring, the feeling of what should I say?
That's the thing I love the most about
Weapons
Breath
and
of the
stuff
Wild.
and cooking. Now, I know it's for having fun, but at least give us some stuff.
you can still
Of,
give us
like
oxygen,
feeling
You know,
rewarded.
you know
like
what's
feeling.
you know what's wrong with the gaming community. You know what's wrong with all you. You ask for too much. Too much! Settle, you motherfuckers! Settle! For God's sake! Settle for a fun
But
game and
okay,
fuck off!
I'm not saying that Breath of the Wild is a bad game. It's a really beautiful game,
You greedy
and
little shits!
everyone should play that game already.
You greedy little
But that's the
shits!
only
You're
thing.
not. Oh, fuck you, gamers.
That's the only thing I want.
you know what's the solution? The best solution for this is, uh, go back like the early PlayStation 3 days. You know, there were a lot of games that they didn't even have a trophy system, but they had in-game achievements. If
You
Nintendo
know,
wants to keep it
you know. No, no,
simple,
no, 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 no.
you know,
Fuck play.
I
Fuck
understand.
that. Fuck the achievement system. You know what's the
Jumping,
real? You know
correct
what's
me
the
if I'm wrong.
real
Correct me if I'm
achievement?
wrong.
You know what's the real achievement
Um,
in Nintendo
Wait,
games?
Bryan's trying to talk.
You know what's the real
okay.
achievement in a Nintendo game? The achievement of finishing the story and and the sense of happiness in your heart.
Well,
Okay, but
I what the fuck?
um,
I disagree
okay.
with that, but
Don't disagree.
Correct
That's
me
all
if I'm
Nintendo
wrong.
does.
Correct me if
Nintendo
I'm wrong.
is happiness.
But I believe you have Hollow Knight on the Switch, right?
No.
yes, I do. Never, I haven't finished it yet, but I do.
But correct me if I'm wrong. The game of Hollow Knight, even though you're playing it on the Switch, even though it doesn't have an achievement system, it has
Yeah.
achievements on already in the game. Yeah,
Yeah, in game.
and that's the thing that John is trying to put
Eh,
is that even though there's not an
overrated.
achievement system in the Nintendo Switch,
The game should bring their
why
own.
don't put achievements in game?
Yeah,
Look,
but that's
this is okay. Look, this is I'm gonna explain everything, right? And I understand what Nintendo's trying to do, right? The reason they don't want to put the achievement system is because they don't want people to get competitive and start comparing dicks.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
you still haven't done any of that. I have more trophies than you. But and I understand, but that doesn't, we can still put the achievements in game, but it's secret. And now the reason, what you said, Brian, it could be true for a lot of people, but the real happiness in gaming is completely 100% subjective. Everybody
yes.
has their own different. Everybody has their own reason to enjoy a gaming. My reason to enjoy a gaming is replayability, replay value.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Actually
I
putting
agree with that.
actually putting $60 on a game that I can legit come tomorrow and replay it. For an actual real reason. Because if I pass a game, like, I don't know, give me a game that only is linear. Let's go with, I don't know,
I'll go with Night of the
Mario.
Woods, to be honest.
Let's
Night
go.
of
Yeah,
the Woods.
Mario's pretty replayable in a way. It depends, you know.
Mario's
I would
kind of,
say Night
I
of
see
the
Mario
Woods
kind of
for
like
the-
the Rayman. Yeah, but Night in the Woods is more. Yeah, okay, let's go with Night in the Woods. Even though that's opening a completely whole different topic. But yeah, let's go with the idea that it's linear, right? Once you finish Night in the Woods, that's it. You could re-experience the story and maybe change a couple of dialogues, but it's still gonna be the same. And the idea that I spent, I'm not gonna say wasted, but that I spent $60 for just one go, it's just not for me. It's like playing $2,000 to buy a car for just one run,
Well, well.
guys.
But even though Night in the
This
Woods,
is it. I think.
I just think I.
even though Night in the Woods, it doesn't cost $60, it just costs $20. So
No, I know, but we're only getting the example out there now.
yeah.
To, in case we get angry fans from the future, because we have a small fan base at the moment. If anybody ever, if more people ever sees this, like Night in the Woods is a great game. I played it multiple times. I
It's
still
amazing.
enjoy the $20, and I do admit. Firstly, I pirated the game, but secondly, then I put the money.
John,
back.
that is wrong, and you should never do that. And with that, we're gonna end the show today. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. This has been the most nonsense we talked about in a long time.
Yeah, everybody
Yes,
go
it
buy
has.
Ty the Caspian Tiger right now. We need to get tight.
Wait. We need to talk about this.
People, we can do
Please
it.
remind me.
Where the fuck is Ty?
Is right
I'm
now.
not kidding.
The demo is right now in beta. So please, if you want to experience sort of the game and how it looks, the combat system and all this stuff, you
So,
should please download it if you want to experience that.
so Jan, where
Also, get Animal Crossing if you don't have a.
Jan, where can the guys find you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
On my pretty silent Instagram. Shit. What was it?
Oh, you don't even know you can.
It's Cheva Dots.
Something.
Cheva
I also have
Dotsera.
a Twitter, which is also pretty ghost-like, but I'll get pretty active real soon. I've been pretty hushed, but yeah, I'll be in social media.
Where can the guys find you, Eduardo?
You can find me on Instagram, even though it's really ghosted. But also you can find me on Twitter by the name of Apple Pie Dev. I really put some games that I made on on game jams and personal projects. Also, if you want to follow, it will be a great journey. For me and for the people that follow me. How I evolved as a game developer in this journey.
Where can the guys find you, Jan?
You can find me on MySpace. I'm just kidding. Instagram. You can find me on Instagram as simple as fine.
Oh, this is a beautiful end.
Well,
Janko stuff.
well, you guys can find me at.
I'm here.
You guys can.
Hold up. Oh, hey guys!
Will you let me finish the show? God damn it! You guys can.
I'm being Janpi right now.
You-
What do you mean?
His Instagram.
You guys can
I'm
find.
here.
He's here. Oh god damn it! You won't let me in the show. You guys can find me at Twitter at this the one nerd and all the social media platforms of Beyond Stuff at Beyond Stuff PR. I will see you guys next time with these crazy people too. Hopefully after this whole pandemic in studio where we can make things more organized. Hopefully soon.
Yes.
Stay tuned on the Instagram and Facebook page because I'm gonna be announcing a couple of things soon, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. See ya.
Bye.
Eduardo,
¿Qué?
que enseñó las patas feas este cabrón.
Yo espero, yo quisiera, I wish,
Before you don't show your wiener.
Oh no.
I wish de que estemos aquí recording y de momento veamos un puntito volando en círculo ahí en la sala de piña and he doesn't know y es un murciélago.
Un pito.
Piña, tú estás. Habla un momentito porque tú estás mudo. No, no te escucha. No te
No se
escucha.
escucha.
Checate si es contigo, pero no te escuchas, cabrón.
I can't see shit.
Oh, you'll see this, alright.
I'll describe to you what's happening.
Que no salga el episodio.
I wonder if I can make Pineapple reírse y que no, all we see is his face. Piña le tota. Oh, piña tota.
Tú dijiste algo tota, ¿verdad?
Sí, yo. No sé yo. Y Piña se está riendo, pero en fucking mute.
Yo que escuché algo tota.
This is definitely going on the fucking bloopers.
¿Qué dices tota?
Ahora te estás escuchando, cabrón. Ahora.
Yeah, we can hear you now. But we can't see you. There we go.
I can't see nobody, so.
Talk, Piña, talk. Oh. No.
Ah, coño.
What the fuck's going on? No te escucha.
Bendito.
Desconecta de hueso porque. Oh my god.
Everybody move to Discord.
No, si ya no puede, pues she has to go to Discord.